Henry Drabin. That's it?
Okay, tell me your parents. So let's start at the beginning. Give me your parents' name and where you were born.
My parent was Bluma Drabin was my mother, actually Drabinovsky, and Peter Drabin. They're both not alive anymore.
Okay, and when were you born?
Berlin,
Okay, and what date were you born?
April 17, 26. 1926, of course.
19.
26.
Okay. And how long had your parents lived in Berlin?
I think they came to Berlin, I'm not sure, I would say, I'm not sure at all when they came.
Were their parents, were there generations had lived in that area?
No, they came from Poland.
Okay.
From Poland.
Okay, so they were born in Poland.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. And okay, and so how many children were in your family?
Well, I was a twin. I had an older brother and a sister. He's here in Florida too.
And what were their names?
Lily and Leo. Leo is not alive anymore.
Okay. Do you know why your parents went from Poland to Berlin?
I don't know. I wanted to, I'm not sure really why.
Okay. Okay. And what kind of business did he have in Berlin?
Tailoring business.
Okay. And what did your mother do?
Housewife.
What are your first memories of a child? Childhood memories.
I don't know really.
Okay.
I haven't any answer.
Okay, that's okay.
Well, you know, we left early 39 already to Poland, and the war broke out. I remember just the Nazis,
Okay, tell me about that.
the stormtroopers and all that. But I was too young to realize what's happening really.
So what are your first memories?
That's about the only thing I can remember as a kid. And I'm going to cry.
That's okay. I was looking to see if I had Kleenex. I think I've got some.
Yes, I will. Easy to cry.
That's okay. Crying is good. You know, I mean, these are tough.
Thank you so much.
Oh, these are tough memories. You know, of what
Oh, yeah.
happened. It's very difficult, and you know, and I knew this would be so. It's emotional. It's okay to cry. It's okay to feel this and to go back. And it's very difficult to give testimony because you do feel the emotion of what happened.
You know who was in that camp? A lady, very famous lady. She held speeches here in Florida. Forgot the name. She was also in that camp there in Poland.
Well, and as we're talking, I'm sure that more of these memories will come back. I know that. So in 1939.
Yes.
Is that what you remember first? Is when the Nazis came in?
Well, I remember before they came in, but I didn't realize I was a kid. But I remember I saw Hitler there, not far from me. We were walking. And they said, raise your hand. I didn't.
So So it was just you and your brothers and sisters.
My sister already went to Israel.
Okay.
And my twin brother was with me. I think he went to Israel too. Yes. They went to Israel. We had an aunt and an uncle, and they made them come there.
So, in other words, your family realized there were problems.
Oh, yes.
Things were going wrong. So they decided to send your brother Hans and your sister Lily to Israel?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. How come you didn't go?
I think at that time they wouldn't take from one family 4 people. I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
So did they just think your mom and dad thought the rest of you would come later?
I guess they assumed we would come later.
So if you go back into before your brother and your sister left, what type of, was it a loving family, a happy family? Do you remember going like for, we're coming up on, it's Rosh Hashanah, did you go to services?
Yes, we have all the holidays.
Yeah, so you have good memories of the holidays together.
Oh, yes.
Any special foods your mother would cook?
She always cooked. And I speak of my mother, I get very emotional.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very.
That's good. That's a good thing. That's
Very.
a good thing. It's okay. It's okay. That's a good thing. You had a wonderful, loving mother.
I was the last time I saw her, and she says, "Don't cry. The Polacks are going to grab you." Because I came to walk there to see in town, little town. I never wore the Jewish town, no. I always said, I'm not going to wear it. But a lot of memories, my mother.
Sure.
Yeah.
Tell me some of these memories of your mother. A happy time before things got bad. You had a happy childhood. She loved you.
Always.
Okay.
Always was a happy home.
Because that's what's important for your children and your grandchildren to know.
Yeah.
Is those good memories of the love that she gave you.
Sometimes I wonder how she did it. 4 children, cooking and all that, and bringing them up. And normal things, no dope, no none of the stupid things they do today.
So when your dad would
My dad was taken in 38, a little bit in the middle of 38, I believe. They took him to Poland. And that's where he stayed in Poland. We went after that in 39. We went to see him. We went to Poland. He told us to come. He had a house, an apartment. And he says, come, we establish. We're making money. It's okay. Just I remember.
So you all went to be with him?
Yeah, 38. We came with the German. We came with the whole German.
The whole German army came in.
The flight and all that. Because the Polish said, we're going to show the Germans. And I spoke to my mother, I remember, on the train, and she says, don't say nothing. Because the Poles, they were going to the front. And I said, if these Polacks would see the Germans, how they are ready for them, they would start and run back. But they used to say, we're going to see you in Berlin. This I understood in Polish. I didn't speak Polish that time. But they all said, Berlin, Berlin, So they were talking, we're going to see you in Berlin. And I was laughing. I wanted to see my mother. They're going to see if they would see the other side, they would stay and run back. They were so armed and they were so powerful. Unbelievable. Just I remember.
Yeah, because you were a young boy.
I was 10 years maybe.
Yeah. So that has a good impression on you. So you got into Poland, and
We came to Poland with the German Air Force, and everything was bombed. Everything we had on the train, all the clothes, everything was bombed. I was left with a pair of pants and shirt. That's I remember well. The German came and bombed all the trains and all the clothing we had on the trains. This I remember well. Actually, I will never forget.
And so after that bombing, what did you do?
We went to my father. He picked us up, and we lived in Krakow.
And what was that like?
Okay. I never wore the Jewish star, never. Said, I'm not going to wear it. And I made friend with a guy who was Volksdeutsch. Okay. He became friendly, very friendly in there. They liked me because I didn't eat kosher. I never ate kosher, you know. In the house, yes, you know, but not there.
So you thought you were just having a normal life?
Yes, yes. When the Germans then became very aggressive with the Jews, I left. I went to my father. When my father came, was about 50 kilometers from Krakow. I said, I'm not going to wear the Jewish star. And I went there. And I stayed there.
Did he tell you you should wear the Jewish star?
I don't care. I was very up my mind. I made up my mind. I don't, and that's it. I was very forceful at that time.
Well, I think that's the age. That, you know, at that age, you become...
Very forceful, yeah. And I was very happy there on that farm. I met a girl there. My first experience with a girl. And my father didn't like it. He says, you're too young to get yourself involved with a girl. But you know, when you're young.
You're kind of fearless when you're young.
Different experience.
And so after you met this girl and you had this life in Krakow, what happened?
This is already in the farm, 50 kilometers from Krakow.
Okay.
I was free there, everything. The girl, the parents, they liked me very much because I didn't eat kosher. They couldn't believe it. My grandmother was kosher, strictly kosher. And they couldn't believe it, and they liked me so much. I ate what they call that, bacon or something like this. I ate it. I didn't mind eating it. And they took me and they liked me very much.
Okay, and what happened?
Then I stayed there for a couple of years until I believe my parents came from Krakow over there too. They came there too, yes. They started in Germany. They started to make the ghetto in Krakow. I guess when they left, they came to the farm. That was a farm area.
And what about your there other siblings? Did your sisters?
No, nobody was there except me. And I believe my brother at that time was with us, my older brother.
And what about your grandparents, your parents' parents? Were they still alive? Where were they?
Well, where we were on the farm, that's my grandmother, my father's mother. She was 93 at the time. Yes, she was all right. Very good. I remember baking the bread there on the farm. I liked it, kind of liked it. Was busy helping baking the bread.
So you spent a couple years there, then what happened?
After that, they started to come to the little town. My parents stayed in the little town, about 7 kilometers from the farm. And I used to visit them Saturday for Shabbos, really. And that was it.
What was your Shabbos like?
We had Shabbos dinner. I must cry. At Shabbos dinner, my father wanted to listen what we learned in Cheder, you know.
That's good. So it was all about what you learned.
Yes.
Yes. Shabbat dinners were wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. So when what happened then?
Well, we stayed on the farm until the Germans said, you better come to a little town where my mother and my father stayed. And from there we stayed there. I don't remember quite how long, but then we always shipped back to Buchenwald, really. Concentration camp Buchenwald. And there, because I spoke German, I was doing pretty good. There was an engineer who fell in love. He didn't fall in love. He liked me. It's because I spoke German, I guess. And he said, come to my. We used to make the ammunition there. We used to make the bullets for the airplanes. And he liked me very much. And I was very good in that lab to work with him. And the more he liked me, he didn't know what to do for me. So I said, you know what? You can get out my father and my mother there someplace in a different job here. Can you get them out? They made the ammunition for tanks. Again, they shoot for bullets, not bullets, it's really like a grenade. And you couldn't live there long either, because they had that green stuff, green, they called it. And the engineer said, I'm going to take him out from there. I'm going to bring him into this place here. That's what he did. Nobody else could do it but him. He did everything for me.
That's good. Because you guys could talk to each other, you could communicate. And
very much so, yeah. And he liked the way I was working. I was very good with making the ammunition. And he liked that. And he spoke with me. He didn't know what to do for me.
Well, that's good. good. So you were smart. You were a smart young man. You knew how to manipulate.
Well advanced, yeah.
Yeah.
Well advanced.
Yeah.
I took care of my father and my mother.
Yeah, you did.
They wouldn't live more than 3 months there where they used to work. Couldn't make it there. They had that green stuff that they made the powder for the grenades. You stayed there for 3 months, you die. You have to do nothing but to die.
Mm-hmm.
So I was happy to get him out there.
So this all happened in the matter of a few years.
Yeah.
Going from your life with your brother and your brothers and your sister.
My older brother, my sister, and my twin brother, we didn't see them since '39.
Right. So
They went to Israel.
Right. So they're gone.
Yeah.
And were you able to communicate or hear from them at all? Any letters or anything?
No, we found later on. I don't remember how much later. I had an aunt, and there was a soldier, American. He was more than a soldier. He was a sergeant, I believe. He went for her, and he made sure she come to America fast. And he went to Israel, and he took all the address and we told him where he lives, and that's how the first time we got in touch with them. They knew we were alive and everything's okay.
So.
How am I doing there?
We're doing good. You just talk to me. You ignore him. So your twin brother, your sister are gone in Israel.
Yes.
You're with your older brother and your mom and dad.
Yes.
And you went from Krakow to the farm. You were out there for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And then you worked in, it was like a labor camp.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you got your mom and dad back.
Yes.
From filling with the grenades and the powder.
Oh yeah, they wouldn't have made it 3 months, that's all.
Okay. And tell me about all of that was going on around you. You're a young man. What did you think about all of that?
I'll be honest with you, I was involved with that girl.
Okay, that's a good thing. That's good.
She took everything away from me.
Well, you know, that's how people survived, if they had something worth living for.
Yeah, I was in heaven.
That's good. That's good.
Like a young kid, you know.
Yeah. That's good. So while all that craziness is going on around you, then you're with this German soldier. He brings your mom and dad back. Tell me what happened then.
German engineer.
Yes, German engineer. So you're working.
I was doing there very good. Very nice. I was very happy there.
Okay.
He liked me and he was always praising me. And he didn't know what to do for me. Food and this and all that. There was not much food there, but he was able to bring me bread and everything. No complaints, really. I was very happy with the engineer. I was very happy with the job.
Did you ever talk to him about why is this happening? What's going on? Did you ever have
No. This didn't.
Mm-hmm. You were just happy to make it from one day to the next.
I was very happy there because I was on my own, and he put me on a pedestal. He liked me so much, and he says, "Amazing, what I can do." I was doing the ammunition, the way I made it. I did it, and he says, "You grab fast everything." He was happy. I remember just one thing, when the German control came, I guess the SS must have come for inspection. I saw him in a uniform with the first time I saw him in a uniform. I never saw him in a uniform, the engineer. Only was in a white, what do you call it, white?
Lab coat.
Yeah. He was very nice to me, the engineer. Didn't know what to do for me.
Okay, so he brought your mom and dad.
Oh, yes.
Okay, then what happened?
Then we went to Buchenwald. We were separated.
So how long were you together before you went to Buchenwald?
Oh, I would say about, don't remember exactly, I would say about a couple of years.
Okay. And did you have any...
I tell you honestly, I really didn't want to go. I fell in love with that girl.
Yeah.
And you're young.
Yeah.
You don't realize.
Yeah.
I'm glad I had no children with her.
Yeah.
It was a big thing for me when you're young. That time I was 13 years old already. I was lucky. I knew what to do. I didn't have any children.
Yeah. Do you know what happened to her? Did you ever find out?
I don't want.
Okay.
I know she's okay. You know.
So you really didn't care about what was happening or know what was happening. You were happy, so you probably didn't have.
I was very happy.
When they came to get you, it was sad. You had to leave.
Where?
When they took you, did they just round you up and sent you on cattle cars to Buchenwald? Did you know that?
No, I went by myself.
Okay.
To them, in cattle, what do you call it?
Mm-hmm.
And we went to Buchenwald, yeah. And as I said, I was lucky. I spoke German, so they gave me right away a job and this and that. That helped quite a bit, I guess.
What job did you have there?
Buchenwald, I had no job at all there.
Okay.
No.
So what did you do while you were there?
Tell you honestly, I don't remember. Don't remember quite.
How long were you there?
Buchenwald. Also, I can't remember.
Maybe about a year, 44 to 45 maybe?
Something like, no, 45 can't be. They already came, the American came. The
Right.
Russians actually
So you were
came.
there but did you get there in like 44?
Something like that.
So tell me about the last time. So it was, you were still with your father and your brother?
Yes. My brother was separated. Yeah, we were separated. My brother always was clinging to me, my older brother. He knew I was always getting things done, you know, so he was after me. He was a little bit shy, my older brother. 2 years older only. But they all were looking after me. Because I said, I do this and this and that's it. I go to America and that's it. And that's the way it was.
So when was the last time that you saw your mother?
Oh, that was bad. In the little town, I would say, before we went to Buchenwald, it was bad. I remember whenever I see her, I cry. Very bad. She really made an impression on me. I always said, watch it. The Polacks, she was afraid the Polacks shouldn't call the Germans after me. Because I came from the farm, walking, you know. It was walking distance, 7 kilometers. About an hour or so. And till we get away from there, went to Buchenwald. That's the last time I saw my mother, really.
But was there hope that you would see her again? You thought you would see her again.
Thought I would see her again. I didn't know where we'd go.
Right, but that's the thing that was good, was that I know you were sad when she was taken away from you, but there was the hope of seeing her again.
Yes.
Yes. And did she know about this girl that you were with?
No.
No. Okay. So that's good. So she knew that you and she had that bond that would keep you safe. She knew she would keep you safe.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she knew I was in the farm, and she knew I was right there, it was next to my grandmother's house, and they liked me. I don't know why they liked me so much, because I ate everything. I didn't eat kosher. They couldn't believe, because my grandmother's strictly kosher. Matter of fact, one day they sent me to town to get a geese to what they call it, sheichet, I don't know what you mean. What do you say in English? A guy who takes care of the
butcher?
Something like
butcher.
a butcher, you know. But when I came back, my grandmother dreamt 3 days later. She said something happened there. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. 3 days later, he said, I dreamt something happened there with the
With the meat, with the butcher.
But yeah, something. I couldn't believe it. What happened? Amazing.
It is, yeah. And you probably didn't say anything. You said, I don't know.
Of course not. No, she's strictly kosher. She doesn't know anything about these things. 93 years old, what does she know? She was always at the farm.
So when was the last time you saw your grandmother?
When we left to town, we went to Wochenwald.
Mm-hmm. So it was the last time you saw your grandmother and your mother.
Right.
Okay. And when you went to Buchenwald, you were still with your father and your brother.
Yes.
Okay.
We met there really here.
And so, tell me about Buchenwald. What are your memories of that?
Really not much. Really not much.
Just a group of men when you got into the cattle car, you were all shoved in and taken there?
Yeah.
How did you survive there?
I don't remember much, I tell you. I don't want to remember.
Right. No, I know. It was, I don't know how anyone survived there. You know, it was, the quality of life there was not good.
There was a voice camp that was a voice camp where people turned green in powder, where I had that good job. Was the voice. People died there.
And you watched that?
Stepped over them. They died, they turned green, and they had not enough food. But no food, they gave you a little soup there. It was bad, yeah. I don't know how we are normal.
Right. How did you when you had the food that you got, did you share it with your brother and your father?
Yeah, yes. I was good when I got extra bread. The commander said to me, "You get more food." Yeah, the engineer told him, "I want this guy taken care of." So the chef from the kitchen, he said, "You're getting more food than my soldiers here." Yeah. I said, "The engineer wants it." Told him to talk to the engineer. I was lucky, really, because I spoke German. And I adapted myself to things, you know.
Did he ever want anything from you, the German engineer?
No,
He was just proud that you were a hard worker.
he liked me the way I spoke, and I took care of his lab. It was a little lab there. I remember only one thing. There was a little time left, so they brought in the finished, what do you call this, bullets. And you had to take out they had the starter on the end of this. And they gave us to take out these, you use the nail to knock it out. And I had a guy with me. And I said to the guy, I'm just going to the bathroom. I came back, he was dead. He forgot to take out the powder from that shell. A shell, the 120 milligram. He forgot to take out the shell. And I come back, he's gone. Ripped him apart. This I remember well. I didn't see him since then. I don't know. You go through so much. I don't know how I'm normal. Rather, my wife, she really is geared into me. That's my second wife. My first wife died cancer.
Yeah. So your father and your brother witnessed all the death in that labor camp also.
Oh yes. I was just lucky the engineer took him out from there. So my mother I didn't see. When did I see her? Don't even remember. Oh, when the guy came back from Israel. He brought us the news, so that everything was okay. You know what, in camp, there was a lady, she was in charge of the women. And he also, because I spoke German, so she liked me. Everything because I spoke Berlin. They gave me a special job. I was working with her, and she brought a girl with her. And that girl spoke German. Matter of fact, he said to the commander, I used to polish his boot. He said, that little guy, that Heinrich, they called me. He said, that guy, you got to watch him. He's getting too close to the girl. True. Yeah. Matter of fact, the girl, after that, she wanted to go to Berlin. She said, come with me. I said, no, I'm not going. I have one place to go. That's America. I'm not even going to Israel. I have my brother, my sister there. But I know they're all right. I'm going to America. I was dreaming about America. I got it. I did good in America. Did very good.
Well, you had that dream. You had the dream, and
yes, I was dreaming about America.
And with all the death around you and everything that was happening,
didn't bother me. America.
You had that dream of doing that.
Did beautiful for me.
So
I did good in America too.
So so I know you don't remember a lot about Buchenwald, but do you remember Liberation?
Liberated, I was not in Buchenwald, was someplace else.
Okay. So
they called it a different camp,
Okay, so you left Buchenwald. Were you still with your brother and father at that point?
Yes, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, we were together usually.
Okay, and then what happened? Where did you go from there?
It was a small town, and we were working. There was ammunition, and there was a German girl. She fell in love with me. she fell in love with me. And she says, Henry, I take you out from here. And that's how it was. She came with 2 bikes. That I live here about 3 kilometers from here. I take you home to me. And she went to the German capo, she went. And she conversed with her. Says, there a guy, Henry. And that girl took me to her house. Because the German didn't like, I was dating a German girl again. It was a very small town.
Wow. And what happened with your father and your brother?
Oh, well, they came out from the train after Buchenwald. There was a German lady, actually she was a communist, and she fell in love with him. And she said, I'm going to take you to my house. At that time, she was okay, until the Czechs didn't like the Germans anymore. They made him go. But she took him to the house, took us to the house. But I said, I'm not going to stay here. I'm going to America. Yeah, dreaming, and I made it.
So when the war was over, where were you? When the war
I was in a DP camp in Frankfurt.
Okay, but before you got to the DP camp,
Yeah.
were you still with that girl? Where were you?
No. Oh, with the German girl, yeah.
Yes.
But there was a German there. They knew them there. Everybody knew one each other. And he didn't like I was dating her. He didn't know who I was anyway, but he didn't like it. I don't know. So I said, the hell with it.
So how did your brother and your father survive?
Yes.
Okay, so you all were able to make
Yes, we made it to America. Because I said to my father, you can go where you want. I was running the show.
Okay.
Practically, I was running the show. I said, I don't care where you go, where he goes, I'm going to America. That's it. That's how it was.
So how was your health when you were in the DP camp?
Was good.
Okay.
I had typhus once, and left me a little bit. I forget sometimes, but that comes with age.
It does. So you got out, the war's over, and...
The Russians delivered us here.
The Russians, okay. And when did you find out about your mother? When did you find out what happened to her?
Tell you honestly, I don't remember at all.
Okay.
I was separated from the farm there, and all I know one thing, she said to me, don't cry. Because the Polacks are going to get you to the Germans. Not the Polacks, they were Ukrainian too, they were not so good either. What you hear there, like Georgia there, they were not good either. They took them to the Germans. They gave them guns and they took care of the camps.
So you're with your father and your brother.
Yeah.
And
In Czechoslovakia. And I said, I'm going to Frankfurt, I'm going to America. And while I was on the train, I met a guy. And he said, and I told him I have an aunt. I loved her very much, that aunt. And he said, oh, she lives with me. Come with me, I take you right there. And that's how it was. Took me to Frankfurt, there was the DP camp, and she took me right there. My aunt was really did everything for me also. Didn't know what to do for me.
And this was your mother's sister?
Yeah, my mother's sister. From my second father, I believe.
And what was her name? Your aunt's name?
Helen.
Okay. And she stayed in Frankfurt?
I loved her too much. She did always everything for me. Everything. She didn't know what to do for me. I loved her very much.
And how did she survive?
You know, she was a good tailor. And she was right, the Germans wanted her to the uniform to sew and this. She did very good. Always good. Always had food. She always made sure I had enough food and that. She didn't know what to do.
So it must have been hard when you said you wanted to leave her and go to America.
I couldn't care who. Nothing could stop me. I was dreaming about America because I had a German, not a girl, I had a boyfriend in Germany. He was our dentist. And I used to pal around with him. And his sister, always, they spoke English. The father sent him to out of Germany. He didn't want them in Germany. And then they spoke English and French and everything. And she said to me, Henry, only America. She only says, you want to live? That's where to go. So I went. So when I met the guy on the train, I said, register, you go to America. But at that time for us was very good because I was a young age. They wanted us out. So the American had us, matter of fact, I gave up. I was called in 6 months. I was called in to go to America. I said, no, I'm not going yet. My father and my brother's not here. I'm going to wait for them. When they come, I come. And the woman said, okay, I hold the seat for you. When your father and your brother comes, we take care of it. That's how it was. No time I was.
Where were your brother and your father? Were they in a different deep?
Czechoslovakia. Oh, no, we're talking about Czechoslovakia. They went to the woman.
Okay.
They were living with her, yeah. She had a house. Yeah, but later they made problems. They wanted them out there. They wanted the Germans out. Czechoslovakia took over at that time. Whoever was German, and she was German, that woman, and she had to go.
So they found you. Did they come to where you were in Frankfurt? Your father and your brother, they came to Frankfurt?
Yeah. I told them I'm going to be there, and I told them I'm going to America. I don't care where you go. That's how I made up my mind.
So who sponsored you to come to America?
It's a Jewish, there was an organization. Excuse me. I believe it was the Highest, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Something like the Highest.
Sure. Right.
I don't know if you know.
I do.
I heard about them anyway.
Sure.
No time. We went very fast. So fast I couldn't wait.
And at that point you already knew that your mother didn't survive? Did you know your mother didn't survive the Holocaust? And what about your sister?
My sister and my brother went to Israel.
Oh, they were in Israel.
Yeah,
okay.
yes.
But the rest of your family, okay, all the other relatives, so all that was left, you had the one aunt.
Yes.
Was there anyone else?
I had an uncle, which I remember a little bit. That's about it.
Okay. And how did you end up, did you get on a boat? How did you come over to America?
On a pile. I never forget, on a pile.
Okay, tell me about that experience.
It was some experience. First of all, America. I was dreaming, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it, I'm going to America. All by myself. dream come true. It was something, a dream come true. After all the Holocaust and all that stuff, I made it. I was dreaming and I made it.
How old were you at the time?
Wait a minute. I was 17 when I came to America.
Okay.
The same day of my birthday, I came to America. April 17th. The night before we landed. Yes. And I never forget the ship, Ernie Pyle. And I was eating there. And the chef came out. Everybody was sick on the boat, you know. And I was eating like there was no tomorrow. And they had all different type of eggs. So the chef from the kitchen came out, and he came over, sit down. You speak English? I said, yes. I said, I don't mind. You can eat from here till tomorrow, but be careful. You're going to be on top. You won't make it. I said, no, but the stuff is so good. Bacon and eggs, and they had 7 types of eggs, you know. Terrible. It was good. It was very good. I never forget the ship Ernie Pyle. Never. It was a nice experience. Dream of my life. And I did good in America too.
And you got off, did you get off at Ellis Island? Where did you?
No.
Where did it go?
No, we didn't go to Ellis Island.
Okay. Where did it go?
You go right through. Oh, who was here? My aunt. I went straight to my aunt. She gave me the address, and my friend that I met on the train says, come, I take you there. We're going there. It was also about a little trip with the cab. Says, we're going together. I take you right into the house. She was very happy to see me.
And she lived in New York.
She lived in New York, yeah. Yeah. And then in DP camp too. In DP camp too she lived. And then she went to Frankfurt.
Okay, when you came over to America,
Yeah.
where did you go?
I think, if I'm not mistaken, where did I go? Don't remember. Oh yeah, my first wife was here already. And she saw me to the boat. And she was adopted by American couple. And the woman was the head of the organization, lodge. It's a lodge. That's a little town. It's the second town in Poland. And if I'm not mistaken, yeah, that's.
So you knew your first wife. She was from Poland.
Yeah, I met her at the dance. I was a big dancer. In fact, I went to a show to what's that famous dance? There was a famous dance company, and the guy told me, I'm going to train you to be a dance teacher. I said, no, I have to take care of 2 daughters. I'm busy, I have no time for dancing, training. No, that's what I remember.
And where did you first meet your wife?
On a dance in DP camp.
Okay.
I think in Frankfurt.
Okay. And when did you get married?
That's a question. Can't remember.
Okay, but it was at the DP camp? It was before you came over, or was it after you came over?
My first wife must be, no, I had a guy that used to live with me in the same place where I used in Florida. And he did perform the wedding, yeah.
And But this was, but you came to America alone. She was already here?
Yes, she came 6 months before me.
Okay. But so she was waiting for you when you got here?
Yeah, on the boat, she was waiting for me.
Okay.
She was adopted by friends there. She was the president of a society, lodge,
Okay.
and she adopted her, and she took us to the house right away.
Okay. So how long after you came here did you get married? You got married, you and your first wife got married after, here in America?
I think before.
Or before, okay. So when you came here, so the two of you started your life here together?
She died before we came to America. She died.
Oh, okay.
She had cancer.
So tell me about coming to America.
The happiest man ever. Happy. What I wanted, I made it.
Good. And what did you do in America?
America, I was good in sewing. So a guy told me, you're going to take it to a factory where they make fancy pocketbooks. Really fancy pocketbooks. That time they charged, I think, $100 for a pocketbook. Going back many years. I was very good. Excellent. They liked me there the way I did the work. Didn't know what to do for me. I was good in this. I don't know. Yes, I did.
Good.
Most of the time, yeah.
Okay. And you had how many children?
2 girls. Stephanie, she was here.
Right.
And you met her, yeah?
Yes.
And Michelle.
Yes. And how many grandchildren?
Stephanie has 2. One boy, Matt, and Hannah, 1 girl. Matter of fact, I was holding him when he was a little baby. When they had what they call it, I forgot. Breath, yeah. And he almost fainted, the father. I remember the guy moved him back from me. He was standing in back. I was holding the kid. He was moving him. He almost fainted.
And Michelle's kids?
Michelle never had kids.
Okay.
She said she doesn't want to have any kids. She was like a business lady, really.
That's a good thing.
Business lady, always.
Okay. And you lived in New York?
Yes, Brooklyn, New York.
Okay.
In New York for a year, something like that. In an old dilapidated house, the Jewish agency took the old houses, they renovated, and they put us in there.
And then where did you go after that house? You were working, and
I went to the farm. I didn't want to stay in Krakow.
okay. When you're in America, though. Okay.
Oh, in America?
Yeah. When you were in America, you were working, and you had your 2 daughters.
Yes.
And so you lived in New York all those years, working.
Yeah.
Okay. So what happened to your father? Where did he go? After the war, where did your father go?
I think he went to Israel.
Okay. And your older brother, did he go to Israel also?
Yeah, he didn't want to stay no more with me. I was running around too wild for him. He couldn't take it. And he was involved with girls usually, not his cup of tea. I was wild.
So your other brother and your sister, so they all lived in Israel?
Yes. My twin brother went to Denmark first, and then to Israel. This I remember.
So tell me about the luck. You think you survived because it was luck?
First of all, I was very outgoing. I wanted something, I got it. I went to the kitchen, like I said before. I went to the kitchen and I said, I want this, I want this, I want this. And the guy said, you're getting more than my soldiers. That's what he meant. I said, yes, talk to the engineer. He sent me here.
So,
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, but you're good. So it wasn't just luck. It was that you were determined.
Oh, yes, very much so. Since I was on the farm, from her name was Vieska, the girl, she put me up to a lot of things. A lot of things I learned from her.
Did you learn about survival? Did you realize what you were doing was about surviving?
I didn't care. I really didn't care. I was a happy-go-lucky guy. Once I came to America, I was a happy-go-lucky guy. Nothing was in my way.
So if there's something that you want to tell your children and grandchildren about all of this,
I really don't want to tell them anything.
because it's painful.
Yes.
It's
I
very
cry right away, easy.
Crying's okay.
Yeah, I know. And I do, believe me. If I see on television something, I cry right away.
Because no one can ever understand what was taken away from you. Look what was taken away from you. So
My whole youth.
that's right.
All I remember is Hitler in the Hitlerjugend there. You know, one guy threw a stone in the place where we were playing and hit my twin brother in the eye from far away. And he hit him. And then their parents came, the boys who threw the stone came to apologize, but they did to my brother. They almost made him blind. He was lucky. He didn't blind him.
And did you understand it was just because you were Jewish?
Yeah. Hitlerjugend, you know, but they once came, 5 guys came at us, and I said to my brother, I don't remember, my friend or my brother, I said, they're not going to get away with this. And I start going at them, and they ran away from us. They ran away from us.
And that had to make you feel good.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Because there was you're a young boy, and it just doesn't make sense. You know, just because you're Jewish. Yeah.
Isn't that something, huh?
Yeah. So.
When I think back, how it was told, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. But I went through and I made it.
Yeah. And so the lessons that you've learned from this, I mean, fortunately your grandchildren hopefully won't ever have to experience what you
I hope so not. No way. Not in that beautiful America.
And does it make you?
Every morning I get up, I say, God bless my wife. I say, this way. God bless you and God bless America. It's always always. I'm the happiest man. And they wanted me to come to Israel. I come to Israel. I knew right away, from America to Israel, I can go anytime. From Israel to America, not so easy. Because here I made money easy. Not in America. It was beautiful, really beautiful. I was the happiest man here. And I did good. I did very good here in America. No complaints. My dream came true.
Yes. And you know that your mother's still with you, you know, and you have good memories of her.
Very good. Never forget her.
That's right.
She was very good.
Right.
She didn't know what to do for me. Don't cry, the Polacks are going to, the Ukrainian they call them. They're going to bring the Germans here. That's why they made me come back from the farm too. I would never leave the farm. I wanted to be with Vieska.
But you were able to get married, have girls,
Yes.
and look at the full life you've had now.
Oh, yes.
Children.
No complaint. I'm very poor complainer. I never complain. What do I have to complain? I make a living. I went to a business here too, a small business. I did very good in America. Nothing to complain, really. All my dreams came true.
And I'm sure your daughters and your grandchildren are so proud
Doing
of you.
very good too.
And I'm sure they're very proud of you.
I say, I need a doctor. He says, get your own doctor.
So is there something you'd like to tell your girls, your grandchildren on this tape? Something about your life, something you want them to know?
I hope they never go through what I went through. That's in one sentence. I hope they never see it and they never go through. They have a beautiful life here. You can't get a better life.
Okay, then I'm gonna let them come in, okay?
Why not?
And we'll take maybe a picture of all of you guys together, okay?
All right.
Okay. Unless there's something else you want to say to me.
I have nothing to say, really. Everything is great.
Okay?
So I was one from the lucky, because I spoke German. I know I was lucky, really.
Yeah.
I must say I was lucky. In Buchenwald, in the other camp, engineer fell in love with me. I was so good. I did good.
You know, and like Marci said, is that a lot of them had stated that, luck has a lot to do with it. That, just depending on whether or not they were in one line or another, or, as they were at the camp.
Anyway, 7, 8. My father was 7, 8, 9. The next one they took out, boom, shoot him.
How long were you actually in the camp?
Well, I was in a few camps.
Okay.
Buchenwald was 2 years, I would say, in Buchenwald.
Give me your names and who you are, okay? So we'll start.
Rosalind Drabin, Henry's wife.
Okay.
Henry Drabin.
Hannah Drabin, Henry's granddaughter.
Matt Drabin, Henry's grandson.
Michelle Drabin, Henry's daughter, and Stephanie Drabin, Henry's daughter as well.
Well, Henry has been so wonderful telling me your story of your life growing up and of your family, and now you have this beautiful family with you today. So I just thought maybe there's some questions they have for you.
Go ahead. Go
Does
ahead.
anybody want to ask? You want to ask Grandpa any questions?
Because your life was so different than his life. Your grandfather always wanted to come to America. That was his dream, to come to America. And he did. He was so proud of his country. And so completely different than with you growing up here in America. How does that make you feel? Do you think about the fact that your grandpa didn't have the things that you have?
It makes me feel really grateful for the opportunities we have now compared to what they had back then. They didn't really have the
Smart kid, huh?
capability of playing sports, going out with friends, going to movies. They're just limited by their government and where they lived. And it wasn't their choice. So I'm just thankful that you're able to come to America.
Christ, too.
Yes.
What do you think is most important about Jewishness? I mean, how do I tell my kids about being Jewish? Is it the religion or the culture?
Well, you send them to Cheder, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
That takes most of it care.
So they have an identity.
Oh,
being
yes.
Jewish.
Very good.
And how about, a lot of times it's to think that what happened because you were Jewish. What did that do to your Jewishness?
You mean as far as what?
How do you feel now about being Jewish?
I'm proud. Proud and happy.
Did you own always feel proud, like when you, like during the war, did you ever
Yeah.
say, I wish I wasn't Jewish?
No, never. Never entered my mind. Especially in Germany. I wanted to get away from the Nazis, you know. Then they almost got Hans's eye, they almost took his eye out. A kid was throwing a stone right into his eye.
In Germany?
Yeah.
Yes.
He was lucky. He didn't go blind.
And your
Oh.
family had always been, you know.
Also, the experience, how he felt when he was taken away from his twin brother, which is as part of his soul. That must have been awful. You know, when you were in camp and didn't know about Hans, where he was? Or
Yes. Then came Simo. He went to Israel and he let them know we are
the
alive.
chaplain.
Yeah. Chaplain.
Chaplain, yes.
Yeah. I didn't know I don't remember what he was, but now I know, chaplain.
And how about the reunion when you saw your brother?
You want me to cry again?
Okay. Well, tell us about the first time. 'Cause we
You've
didn't-
met, so I can imagine.
In heaven.
Was that in Israel? Did you go there?
No, I brought him over here.
Okay.
The first time you met Hans, didn't you go to Israel?
I don't remember.
Okay.
How did you find out that he was alive?
We had the chaplain. He went to Israel. It was my aunt was keeping company
Tante
with
Hella.
him. Tante Hella, keeping company. And he said, what can I do for you? And I said, when you go to Israel, you can say hello to my twin brother, my sister, and my aunt.
And let them know that you're all alive.
Alive,
Who's
yeah.
left. And he found them. I know this because I've always asked him questions since I met him.
Yeah, she's
And
really,
he
she's really
gives
good.
Bits and pieces, and I remember them. Or I've
She's
written
really
some of them
good.
down.
She's tuned into me.
Because I think it's important for me to know what makes him the man he is,
An American girl from Brooklyn.
and not only that. but
Really
what happened
tuned into me.
Jews as a whole is just unfathomable.
That's right.
She's not an American princess.
No.
And girls growing up, you know, with parents who are Holocaust survivors, you know, it's very difficult.
I must
Well,
say,
they had their mom was a survivor as well.
they did good, my girls. Very good.
Now, how did you meet Mom? Speaking of,
So you go ahead, tell
I
them.
don't really know exactly how you met Mom.
And a dance.
Oh, yeah?
But where was the dance?
DP camp. Salzheim.
In Southside?
Yeah.
And then you came across together or separately, or?
No, she went with the, she was, what do you call it?
The Jewish
Children.
agency sponsored her, yeah.
Yeah. And she was under what do you call it?
She came across of a youth transport?
Yes.
And then she was adopted by, I don't know their names.
Rich
Forced-
Rosen.
She was placed in
And
foster
what
care.
was the woman's name, Henry?
Rosen.
Rosen.
She was
Rosen family.
She was president of the lot of young ladies. The youngest was 95, approximate.
And then
And
I,
then how did you meet? In New York? You
What?
met again in New York?
She was waiting by the boat when I came.
I didn't realize that.
I remember very well the Ernie pile. And the guy said to me, don't eat all the eggs. Everybody was on top and throwing up, sick. And I was looking at the eggs. Ham with eggs, bacon and eggs, all eight types of eggs. So the chef came over to me, sat down, said, you speak English? I says, yes, I do. He says, I don't mind, you can eat from here till tomorrow, but I don't want you here, I don't want you up there. I ate like a pig.
so.
And if not for Radlin, I would still eat like a pig.
Tell the girls what happened and when Martha met you at the dock and how you resumed your relationship.
Yes, they adopted. They took me to the house where they lived.
Roses?
Yeah, Rose. Yeah. They made the wedding too, I think.
You told me they did.
And where did you were with your father, right?
No.
And your brother?
My father.
And your father, you all came together. And before you married Martha, you and your father and brother, they found you an apartment, the organization.
Yeah, Broom
And
Street.
the Lower East, that's right, the Lower East Side,
With the rats.
whatever. And they all got jobs right away, went to work.
They rebuilt the houses. They had the houses, what they called,
They were condemned,
condemned.
yes.
And then the Jewish agency, they got the money, they rebuilt the house, everything inside, and gave it to us, people that came on the boat. Did very good, the Jewish agency did a lot. Gave us money, $20.
Well, in those days, that was money, was something.
$20 was $20.
Yes, right.
I remember a pack of cigarettes was 18 cents.
You smoking.
18 cents, can you imagine? Now I met a girl the other day, and I asked her, how much are the cigarettes? $4 and change. So, oh my God, I used to sell cigarettes.
Anyway, you're getting away from the subject.
Did you talk about after you were liberated, you went to Russia, right?
No,
No? I thought you went to find your father in Russia.
no.
No, the
They-
Russians liberated
They were,
them.
they were,
The
right,
Russians
they were all
liberated.
liberated
Where did your
together.
father- didn't your
Oh,
father go-
Czechoslovakia.
oh,
Czechoslovakia.
Right, they were on a death
So
march,
you went, right,
and
you went
Dad
to
stayed behind.
Czechoslovakia, right?
Yeah.
He said he told them to stay behind. He had food hidden in the attic. Right?
Yes, I prepared food for both of them, my brother and my father. In the camp, I had all the food, and I put it in the ceiling. I took out a little
Panel.
panel, and I saved food there in case things went bad. And I told him, don't go, no. But my father, he wouldn't listen to me. Didn't what that little stinker knows. That's what they figure. He knew quite a bit.
So anyway, they marched to Czechoslovakia.
Yeah.
And on the march, you didn't tell him the most important part. While his dad was marching, who schlepped him out of line?
Paula, a girl, she's a communist. Yeah, I did so.
I know, but she liked him, and she
Yeah.
kept him.
Yes, she kept him. She took him to the house. She wanted us two there. No. Oh.
Well, Leo stayed. Grandpa, yes, Grandpa was on this death march into Czechoslovakia.
Yeah. I
She
told him,
saw
don't
in
go.
line. He was a nice-looking man, and she took him. She had this. You told me she had a very nice little house there with
Yes,
a
she had a
babbling
nice-
brook.
And what happened to Leo?
Which Leo too?
Leo went with the father.
Leo didn't want to
Dad
go
didn't
with
go.
me. I was too
No.
wild for him. I did too many things. He doesn't like it. He was the quiet guy,
He went with the dad.
He was good to be a doctor. So I have a doctor.
And so Henry, then you wound up after you went to Southheim,
Yes,
right? The DP camp.
DP camp, yeah.
You got all this?
What they told, yes, I did say
Do a
that.
lot of editing and splicing, right?
Yeah.
Well,
So
we have
you were in
another tape
Southheim.
there.
Right.
And,
You can get another tape.
and your father and your brother were in Czechoslovakia. You went to visit them in Czechoslovakia. You sent them a letter. How did you get them to come join you?
I said, if you want to see me, you got to come now. No, I made sure they come. I wanted them to come too. Because
You got visas to go
You
to.
were going to America.
yeah, I said,
He
before I
wasn't
go,
budging from that. He was going to America.
I dreamed and I made it.
Yep.
Hi, girls.
What did they want to do? I'm just curious.
Well,
What did Grandpa and Leo want to do?
Israel.
Israel, because my twin brother was there, Lily.
Yeah.
Said, no, I'm not going. I'm going to America. That's how it was. Sewing pocketbooks, fancy pocketbooks.
Why did you want to go to America and not Israel?
I had a friend, Mario, the dentist. I was very friendly with him. They spoke fluently English and French. And the father told me. I told him I'm going back to Berlin. He said, where you want to go to Berlin? Go to Frankfurt. Go with the American now. Everybody was talking about American. That's what I did.
You had one Nazi officer in the camp say to you, you said you would told him you wanted to go back to Berlin to see what was left behind. He said, "Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Get on the first ship that takes you to America. Go with the Americans. You can't lose." This is a Nazi officer. I know he
Engineer.
told me that. It always stays in my mind.
Yeah. He was at the Russian front.
Yeah.
He was hurt.
I used to getting
Is
little
there
bits
some-
like that.
We had that. Is there something you'd like to say to your dad?
I love you. I make a start. And I'm very happy about them, the way they turned out.
They turned out beautiful.
It's
They
just amazing that you survived.
No complaint. Both of them did
survivors,
good.
Effie.
What are you crying?
Why? Because at least she's got one parent left. I mean, it's such a difficult thing.
Okay, we're done.
Yeah.
No, I always like sense the pain of the past
Yeah.
growing up. And we never talked about it because it was so painful. And we also always sense the deep psychological difficulties that both you and Mom had, even though they were different. You always tended to you're like a happy-go-lucky guy no matter what, which is amazing.
Yes.
My mother always was very tortured, very different personality.
Yeah.
In a way, my father psychologically survived with more ease and grace than my mother did. And I wish I was more like you in that regard, because it's really an amazing thing to be able to just ignore a very past ugliness and just be happy.
You have to survive. No other way.
He's very non-judgmental.
What I saw, can't see it no more. 7,
love
8,
that.
9, the next one out, shoot.
It's definitely an amazing way to survive. But sometimes
Can you
it's a little
imagine? I
bit
take care of my
difficult.
father and my brother.
Yeah.
Yes. Did he
Well,
tell you the
difficult.
story that he saved his father and his brother?
Well, I know that,
They were in a camp where they make up the
Right.
powder for the bullets,
Engineer.
and you don't survive there unless you wear a mask because the lungs explode after 3 months. And he told you he had this German.
Engineer. He liked me very much. Did anything for me.
but you didn't mention about how they lined you up and counted, and that's how they shot someone
By number.
by number.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
This was, I think, in Buchenwald. I don't remember what in Buchenwald or
I thought it
someplace
was
else.
Plaschow.
Plaschow, yeah? And they co-
Isn't Plaschow the one with the guy
oh,
stood on the
yes.
top?
She knows more than me.
I've made
Were you
sure
there?
to keep a record so that I could tell the children when the time came.
Yes, the counted. I was 9. My father was 8, and Leo was something like this. And the next one out, they eliminated a lot of people. There are too many people.
They did it every day, right?
Not every day, but they did it from Buchenwald to take to working camp.
I see.
So what happened? They would just
Kill
the
shot?
shoot?
Yeah, they shoot you.
And the thing.
Right, you just stand there and you, whatever your number's up, you
Number
get
one,
shot.
you call them out. You know who did the shooting? Ukrainian. They joined the German.
So it made you a very strong man, didn't it?
Oh yes. You see those dead people, that's shot. And you know there was one guy in camp. He made sure you see the guy dead.
Really?
Plaschow. That's what's going to happen if you start up.
We're glad that your determination
Oh yes.
and sense of what you needed to do, you saved your father and your brother.
And went on to have
Went on
a
to
very
have
good
good
life,
life.
and this is the result right here.
That's right.
Right here. Right here.
And you too, Bess.
Yeah, I
Really?
guess so. But that's the result.
And I'm going to say again,
Going
God
to
bless you
America,
and God bless
no matter what,
America.
and he's going, and he went.
Okay, so I'll let you say that to me again, so.
I always say God bless you and God bless America. I will always say it.